conversation. It's underway. It's Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Zubin. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. Our NFL insider, Dan Graziano, will be here in just under an hour with all of the juicy tidbits you need to know. Again, NFL back tomorrow on a Thursday. 2 games on Saturday, full slate Sunday. And then, of course, we'll roll on with Monday Night Football as well. And, Key, let me just state the deal here for Joe Judge. They're coming off that loss to the Arizona Cardinals. And in that game, Daniel Jones played with a right hamstring injury. He was sacked 6 times, in fact. They didn't have one designed run for him. And as you guys know, Jones is a guy that's mobile, can get out of the pockets. And when you don't have a designed run for him, you can obviously tell what the coaching staff was thinking about the severity of that right hamstring injury. Last week, it's notable, he was a limited participant in practice 1 week ago. So on a Wednesday, prepping for the game, he was limited on Thursday, fully practiced Friday. Fast forward to today, they got the Browns on Sunday Night Football. Joe Judge non-committal, not even sure if Jones is going to be out there on the practice field today. They said they had the utmost confidence in Colt McCoy. Even if Jones can play, a small package of plays would be in there for McCoy. Does it concern you that they went full blast last week? He didn't regret the decision, and now it's this Wednesday, and he's not sure what's going on.
No, here's what happens in those situations, fellas, is when you're a coach and you going and preparing for the week like they did a week ago, can assess practice in pregame when live bullets go to flying. Once the live bullets go to flying, it's a totally different situation. After watching the film, they probably went back and met as a staff and said, you know what, we would have been better off with Colt McCoy, who beat the Seattle Seahawks on the road, and it gave us the best chance to win. We made a decision based on thinking that Daniel Jones was going to be Daniel from practice. Now, when you look at it this week, the decision this week is being made off of what they saw last week in his progress throughout the course of the week while he's practicing. And they most likely are going to go with Colt McCoy because Colt McCoy gives them the best chance to win when both of those guys are healthy. It's not an indictment against Daniel Jones. It has more to do with the injury than it does anything.
No, Key, I'm with you. To start Colt McCoy. As a Giants fan, I want Colt McCoy to start until Daniel Jones is fully healthy. Look, he didn't run the ball once. It's the first time in 25 NFL games that we did not see Daniel Jones run for yards, right, outside the pocket. And he was sacked 6 times. It's the second highest total of his career, Key. The first total is 8, and that's against Arizona Cardinals as well, right? So my thing is, I watched a human piñata. I watched a stationary target. I watched somebody that was a sitting duck, could not move out of the pocket. And it gets you a little bit concerned just because Joe Judge said before the game that, look, we want Daniel Jones, as long as he's able to protect himself, then we feel like we're not putting him in danger's way. Well, Daniel Jones wasn't able to protect himself. So if Colt McCoy gives you the best opportunity against this Browns team, which is going to be a battle, especially with guys like Myles Garrett coming at you, I'd rather have Colt McCoy in there, and let's see if we can win that game and protect Daniel Jones long-term from himself as well, so he doesn't worsen this injury and put the Giants in a worse position moving forward.
It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. The Giants find themselves now in a very precarious situation. I know Key is probably going to be telling me about this until the end of time, because when I had the audacity to tell a guy that won a Super Bowl, the guy that sat there and watched Key play in the Super Bowl, I told Key that at 0-5 and 1-7, there's no way the Giants can make the playoffs. And I thought I was pretty reasonable in that assumption. And then the Giants sort of had the inside track here, but suddenly it's turned on its head with the Washington football team having now won 4 in a row. They have a better than average chance to win the NFC East. Do you feel, Key, that if they can't get this game against the Browns, which obviously is important for Cleveland too, sitting in the top wild card spot in the AFC, looking for that elusive 10th victory, first double-digit win season for them since 2007. If the Giants drop this one, how confident are you feeling about the playoffs? We know only the division winners getting in.
Well, it's going to be Washington. And I hate to disappoint the Giant fans, and I gave them hope at 1-7. There's no question about it. But Washington is playing pretty good football. Alex Smith gave them new life. And then you asked about the opponent. that they're going to be facing the Giants and the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's a better football team. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Whether it's Daniel Jones, Colt McCoy, or whoever, Cleveland's a better football team. Even though their defense is not as strong, they're a better football team. I mean, they got the better quarterback, they got the better receivers, the better running game. I mean, they're just a better football team. And when you look at the way that they played against the Baltimore Ravens, they showed me that they could come from double-digit deficit from behind and make it a football game. So, you know, it was a nice run for the Giants. It was cute. It looked good. It gave some sort of enthusiasm. But I hate to be the guy that do this to you, but it's over with.
You don't have to call it cute, Key. You don't have to call it the same thing you called the Arizona Cardinals. At least, look, the Giants defense showed a lot of improvement. Gallman has played well. Daniel Jones has stepped up, has played well. They've done a really good job. But, I mean, look at Murderer's Row, Zubin. Look at the last 3 games. I mean, with the exception of the Cowboys. But the Browns and the Ravens, right? And they're one game behind the Washington football team, whereas the Washington football team plays Seattle. They play the Panthers. They play the Eagles. We'll see how Jalen Hurts handles that. But I agree with Key. Washington's winning the NFC East, and Chase Young has been an absolute beast. If you have not watched Chase Young play, you are doing yourself a disservice this year. Look,
you look. Here's what I would say. Okay, when you start to break down both teams, the quarterback in Washington is better than the quarterback the Giants have. He's been to playoff games. He's been all of those sort of things. Ron Rivera's been a head coach in a Super Bowl. So it's kind of – it was good. There's no question about it, Zubin. It was good. It was great for them.
It was great. We'll have Week 15 of the NFL starting tomorrow. Chargers, Raiders. Once again, 2 games on Saturday, one involving the Bills, one involving the Packers. So a couple Super Bowl contenders, a dozen games Sunday, Steelers and the Bengals Monday night on ESPN. Can't wait. Football, Saturday, Sunday, Monday in the NFL. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. On the way, Giannis appears to seal the deal and sign his signature on staying in Milwaukee for the next half-decade. But that's not exactly the case. We'll explain next when we head to Milwaukee after Key has this.
Yes, Jay, this is Walmart, and it's going to be smooth. Free shipping is great. Free shipping, no minimum. That's right. Walmart plus magic for your holiday. Get all your last-minute shopping done with free next day or 2-day shipping on a huge selection of eligible items from Walmart.com. With no order minimum, free shipping means the freedom to click the order button to your heart content. Just another added benefit to your membership. Maybe that's why it's called Walmart